man. So 0302 248787 257 900 257 901. Yeah, my man Fakos Kakrawai Pacho. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Yaya.
Yeah, no, no, offer radio. This is Ano.
Me see, this is the mistake I have made here in Pacho.
I saw that day.
I phone next time and I don't know what to do. I'm sure what you've written, and I'm sure. So, come like I see. I friend. Well, like I said, and I'm telling you for our pussy. I'm going to say from like I said, and I have to see. She said, if you have a book of you and this before. Say on the parliament. Now, I'm over to carry the big the budget of a baby. Muka 24 months from once him. Muka said Fiscal on the conversion. Muka can imagine this Yama. I okay, parliament is here. Another for much. Really, team, as more yellow. For your distinct part of Muyama. So, one penny, okay, say. 8 years. Udi. Me get to say, or see, or so court or course and so. Then I can see me say, so no case, no. A question to also see, I'm bad no yeah. I can see, maybe Yina, Usha Parliament, or Cafe, or Barossa, and 60 ministers. The party, okay, for me, I'm on 42 and I can say, let I could that day. Because the Uche didn't. Not a woman for the so position that you know, so many theater, over many theater, man. Full now the man of third man out of the man. It's kind of a kind of process, and see the system, M1, and my kind of food, but the only people who go in, we yet the education person follow parliament here people follow.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. My man Fafu for a man, so hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, mommy.
If I show your friend, mommy, because of Fiscal.
If I was saying,
Mammy,
you, mommy, as you saying,
Yamia don't boko.
You, Pacho Enko.
Me how you know, let's say, Chairman General. Ya feel no do. It is a wama. You be organizing friends of Chairman General. But you should be a Yabaka quotation near to Naba. Nti yesere no baby owo bia senye yare ho ade o ma yensele nka me afene dodo
me organize brass band amamo
yeda wase
na masa di monim
yeda ase efe me de me ha onyina ne se o man pani wo se lean government na nye ye tititi ne se staff e ko Jubilee House no kura tempere. It is a land government who bosika kakra na ho ban enuti celebration of independence Kokrokoo and Kokrokoo Jubilee House dia. Then the staff dodo na odi akoshe hono sika be na odi ba betri omuka. Yes sir no maye Kokrokoo de John bia. O ma bibia mu nda ho pete na obia hu sanya bibia ate. Me da ase.
Hello.
Hello, Nana.
Oh, kwaje na ya fa peke enkasa na enko.
Me kasa no wante. Nana mama chia watiefo. Nana, o mampanyi John Dramani Mahama. Top Fred ya say ma tumpanyi, ntimpanyi mu ani. Eye agine be no di biti Ghana for. Me ye sei me pesa me ketua bi. Fiscal na Nana do dan kwaku for the bi akese no. Fiscal no say we yin kwafo bi Fiscal je aduma na be. Na mementi after me nim na say one the ministers no enfie na yenso ama na san ba biu enti kwantro be gu o mena su bio gugu enfie na no so na so mama bi nko manyam kan tie ba say wo mo ko school a wo mini mathematics o bet makasa magana 40 afem te bi bia wo mo ngam no mcheche Ghana for na Ghana for mu say no dey see no me dey mementi say me na say independence kan went man ko no e bia asubie park wo no montamafo mo ho no bi e dey be hu anti no anti mako enya bibia tie ba say Ghana but ya na do dan kwaku for the decan na kogia no John Domain mama best president and continue try and say what the Ghana for becha akọ say wo buy no enya ma yefo kan enya ma ba say nyina say doctor beba 1 cedi say doctor do 7 cedi sentiment o ka say petrol petrol say what mum prensa say kasa mo bosia say what bosia 70 billion Ghana cedis say near man e kon Ghana for ya kan yo so we do be ho hinti kasa on to ba say by man say nyina na be tie fe benyasaphobia do hia so sanantie ba bia do no say asofo binum kum chacha nom ebun kotoge epa adwuma on da bia do ya ka kira mu say ba bia papa ne de o man no kono one day o ma so ba do bu o man name mo ba say o ba be bu mo man na say ene ana woman subsam graduate aka woman wo mu ministry wo mu dia no a wo mu hwe mu nya so na
me da se kwaje hello
nana ya ma che
yewra
o te champo ni mkata fi be makam
yo
nana ya e da wase no pe le mini problem am betese me ka ho achen nana ya empenifu ya to abama mo mo ko parliament nti o mo personal interest nti o mo kwa na te to abama o nti o mo ko nana ya pato mi gudo ademo
but I say Ibrahim
me say empenifu ya to abama o mo ko parliament no eyo mine nti ne to abama o mo kwa na te o mo personal interest nti o mo ko
ya to mo say o mo nko som yen o mine nti
nana me dey me say about Rebecca ka so be guy because ya to abama o mo ko you do for so bia yen wo so nana e free kedi e di ko ni we brain e kwan e di pa na mo so e ma ye di ko yikuru nana se wo fa so wo e free se wo mu de ko kan ze ko ati di krampo na e kwai e kan wu e wu pa ni aba ye wo ho no mo a nana ko he kwan ye na mo so ade ye to aba ne se ye to aba ne bi nya o man so mfa so ba ye to aba ma mu na se mo ko tira ho na se mu yi ti ni mo de ya ene o ti de ya bato na mo anka sa mo to ma mo ho na mo ko tana ho nana ye to so ni pa o mo ba radio so o mo bra me tia we me tia o mu ni mo ni pa no mo namba na ta de no se ha me pa se de na ya ko bi ye na o mo tia o bia no ta de mi twam me da se
meso me da se ma me fa ofofro wa homa so hello yes sir
the cardinal
yes boss
anopai osas mbienka onu mianom awu studio
amen
we wa mi abema na amo akwa me kasa fi boy ewo ayesu an constituency na ya no mo abaso ye despite media anopai the TPS ya temo ka o ma yi ngbe bia o man no the echo ne the ebe nyina ya kwa bi enka papa ne ba so ma mo ye de so ma man na me empty ya o atampa aida advice do awo ayesu constituency na ya okese and o man Ghana anya 68 years Ghana ye nipa anka wodunu ne ngokwa abuma o de ne nananom awufie na mbisa se o man ye 68 years now about the capital town of Ghana na efi any baller any enema fata ekofu ewo Ghana no any ye capital town Accra no the except that say o man we anya 68 years ana o man anya 68 years so oba Accra ha ba bi na okwa Ponkata manso ashama ho ba bi grefe dance man ho ba bi obeko enkwala at from the Asia de o man anya 68 years o man yo Kokrokoo bauxite manganese diamond lithium that you send the oil kwa say pay so still you send ko amnoni e ko frefre e ko la sumula ansa na it na bo man Ghana ho brama e ka emri o man Ghana o man anya 58 years still obi be ma 4 years o ko fia nfika befu make kenya chira over 30 years o ko pension nfika continue for top bicycle and tremu and you put and pay for it man just put them for fast at the rate and school to your school our professors our engineers and you a forest say the galam say
amako ma me fa foforo so ahoma so why hello
na la yao kesi de cardinal
alaji gado
onwa na un pomte say
yango pa adumalaji na uzo
oya da alasi o papa na sa kifle mam o si o chiawa no pai
ulma so na sa no ye de
anu ho ye ba
yo ya chi ade so ma na chi why
yo o tio life and clear yo anu pai mamenchia madam for nanake woko Aguna is or Kopri MP or Holomo, Madame Papa, the donor friend of Kobi.
Mofri Sabre pre-MP.
Oh, now I just nipa. Tete no wa unana. Ya if you mo dia di gugu no ba ya no. Ya gusu ya na su ya selecti wonuma ya ba ma mo akopri akunya no na ya tagi ya seat no mo friend di ho no no. Enti check and balance.
Eni na ke alaji gado so mo wache why.
No.
Enti to aso free ho.
Yo. Ana dia me say your man paying His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. What you annual celebration was 1.5 billion mebwa.
There be one kasa.
40 cents.
Or say budget no the brand na 20 million Ghana cedis. But send a wo Jubilee House ninti no. E ma ye save 90%. It is kana na senke you mu 10%. And 10% of 20 million. I think na the mass. I think say 2 million. Oh. I think
one year calculating here now.
I think Alaji Gado is also on your day.
Meeting 1 year calculating now as you can work at say. Now mean your man paying Babia balance no the other by Amaye. Because man paying what the service at Chicanwa. Your best say we education no senior high no. Say no one now see ni fear clama aduane kura wodi ma omo eye kene nkwala no a eye di sa aduane ma omo no enti anka wan fantastic no nto aduane papa emma sa nkwala no na omo ntimi didi kama na wan san yibi hwe omo office no mane nkoye sa mane sa nkoka bibi na akwachitima na adia bakina ya tise achom onu zuna ya mpese betie
mate me da se ma me fa last call na fe menko na menko twin come hello yes sir
Good morning.
Yes, good. Yeah, George. George, Pajo, low radio, no.
You Pacho. Pacho, maybe a maximum person can say, Kate Mama. Ochi Opia will be Omani Sika. Now, if you should move Koswa, Miss Rennie Ombabon, a moment chair or mine, baby, or this one should know I could do. Kesiano, I say. No, Waba. Kesiano, by if you should not what he said, Oma Penny Mahama, who should have cooked at a season prayer. Yes, so be. Opia watching Pia. I did Tibia, the bot of my money. You who baby out if you should not could do. Now, I know. I thought so, do. Omamu poor manu and doso. And in that, I want to hear every. It's Miss Roma Penny Mama. Oh, dear me, pa, it's Miss Reno.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Mpacho na I'm last call anti bontel mame.
Dana for young bushiri, Benjamin Tesori, or Mantenia, Namisuru, and Yamiasem, I wouldn't at the Amaye. This much of the other thing for Benjamin Tesori, he cannot own. I'm one of one on Dinko, Yakan, Namisuru, the Campbell Bank. Now, the corruption, Omomania on position, any corruption, I didn't something free happening. It's been building a minor, am I a chimba or mobile? Dana, Twasso.
But that's it. I'm a Twasso. Right. I think we're Twasso, mammy. I think Mohammed wa Ellen Nana Ahmad Deku Ewa. And him said, Ensa Thompson, as so Baraki and son. I'm about to 2 minutes per year now. Okay, more smack a crab, me back and not Yashen come or channel, I say. I'm fast that Emma, a boy for me back. na me na atiki ne mpelifo na ahye nkomo twetwe no ase.
Peace FM.
Fabia, now what you say? No, who did you know?
No, Patron, start toothpaste, not that the buyer. No, send me the chichimisi, and I'm a no shame, I'm a boss of no me.
Wait, your excuse. Abo Fratie, oh, sorry, I no pa. It was say what you was saying. And son, where did you? Now, no, so Ediana, sorry. What you say?
Yes, ma'am. Medical Kids toothpaste now, or the buyer and run, and the chichimisi.
Why are dear? Cal Kids toothpaste, dear. Yeah, mamma, Fratie, someone with the infirm, you know, opimum fiancia.
That is a strawberry. Let me be some dimple.
Debbie, inni toothpaste. And you toffee, why? Yes, say the Cal Kids toothpaste. The mamma fra with the infirm, you know, copy me fiancia, dear to tree won't say. Every say, a boy a sea in one bottle crew. Anna a share, a pamumwa, a hasse. The man I want day mappa. Me bomber they say, me the Cal Kids toothpaste. The mammy made to tree won't say. Abribia, Cal Kids toothpaste. And mamma fra city tree, and need
Kel, happy smile. From back in the day when Afro hair was trending and children had to queue to play Kojo's video game, Fun Milk was always irresistible. Today, it's the after-school source of refreshment for you stuck in traffic and for us looking to cool off under the sun. The invitation is always that sound. So, whatever your choice, Fun Milk quality product keeps you cool and refreshed. Fun Milk triggers so much fun and excitement with just a blast of a horn. Fun Milk, spreading joy to everyone. This advert is FDA approved.
So what's happening with phone so? Not and data creative.
Araba, Junior package now ready for pickup.
Wow, Junior, nya meshisha na mensake, and nya papa ne boda form. Meniti ahotoso a e wo Junior shopping mu e wo Ghana baby a. I won't say. Madam, download the Jumia app and say, "Sia."
Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Jack, Kokrokoo so na niyo. My life is sweet when it's convertible. And it's number one. No, to say higher, ranked number 1 appliance brand in the world for 15 consecutive years. Opa check the Euromonitor International for knowledge. When him say higher fridges, any deep freezers pair, and the kuta triple inverter technology. It me save 70% energy. Bas. Oh baby, I say 1 hour icing technology. 1 hour pair na ice ni na be. The whole of Africa, higher freezers no pair, and they were high pressure microcellular forming technology. Keeping BBR fresh for 150 hours with just 7 days without electricity. And you're down here stabilizer and no kutane high range voltage stabilizer. Higher fridges and freezer make us a convertible. And what to be converted freezer into a full fridge and a fridge so into a full freezer. And come from additive fridges and freezers so by heart without apology. Just for you. Higher fridges and freezers promo season yimu. Can hook up from Lansenya.
Upgrades are nice, but stepping up is woohoo! Because when you upgrade with GoTV, we'll step you up to the next package. Upgrade today to get more than more with Step Up, where if you're on GoTV Plus and upgrade to GoTV Max, you'll get even more with GoTV Super. Get big value, get big entertainment, get stepped up to even more with GoTV. Upgrade today on the My GoTV app or visit GoTVAfrica.com. Terms and conditions apply. Offer ends 31 March 2025.
It's what ye, the piano me on phone. Aden, omutia okana.
Ani oma. Say because why you sue me MTN no. Na me nya points no more. Na me to me the points ninya airtime, data, ne discounts for shops, any restaurants.
Hey, it's waiting na de bia eye mu me phones no. Na mo kan kire yen. Ama yenso ya enjoy bi.
Oh man.
We dey kill you with enjoyment. Yet the MTN rewards no. Koswa kasa, test it. Now browse the money the biada, na 2 points. I don't know how the bet you watch no. Nya yetiti so, and then ya the check kwa. A chedi no price area. And for so be free. And one say obe dial *550 hash. Now what your reward? Sisia, Joe Yanko, everywhere you go.
What's in your MTN so?
It's not just a service station. It's a place you get more for every visit. It's not just a place to fill your tank. It's a place to fulfill your cravings. From chicken to chocolate, caramel or the tasty latte. It's not just a place to service your car. it's the perfect place to wash your ride. It's a place where convenience, love, friendship, joy, and laughter assemble. Because it all starts at Shell. Visit Shell today and enjoy a wide array of services and offers under one roof. It starts at Shell.
Step up with DStv and we'll show up by giving you more incredible entertainment.
We're going to have a little fun.
Upgrade your subscription between the 13th of January and the 31st of March and get an even higher package for a whole month on us.
You gotta know what you want.
If you're on Access, step up to Family and we'll up your shows to Compact. If you're on Family, step up to Compact and we'll up your shows to Compact Plus. And if you're on Compact, step up to Compact Plus and we'll up your shows to Premium. DStv, your home of entertainment.
Sorry no pa. Kel Chaco Toothpaste na me de twetwe me se. And me confidence the money na.
Se wushia ama na me sifit guso na mesre a. Wanwahu me de Kel Chaco Toothpaste. Ene twetwe me se. Oba de ne pa e wo bidie mu no. Ene e dia ye Kel Chaco Toothpaste. E boy se ho ban e free moawa e boy se mu tokro. E se ahye ene enumunka. Sure se amani Kel Chaco Toothpaste nso nie. Yeti center for.
Me de magical Chaco Toothpaste at tubu. Me issue na pa na dwa me koda no. E ma me sinye fita. Confidence level kwaso entibi na ma. Na me si 32 ni na guso.
Enkane no ania ma menum di bidie twetwe yense no. Asanya bebie mu o. Bidie wo Kel Chaco Toothpaste mu no. MSC fita. E ma na hoden. Ne sayi nka bia. Mo wanum ye hwam. Enu nti mo amonom coffee, wine, any tobacco e kamo seso no. Aba ma mo Kel Chaco Toothpaste. Sankofa yenchi.
Kel, happy smile.
FDA adi ejodi nka to ya tomo.
Hey, Kofi Betie, eya sempa moto promo no a Imperial General Diaba no hosem. Bambo papa we de ya ka ho.
Ani onia. Say ye de eno ani say renew your policy dada no ya todi ye gi ya chede awunu mu ho a we no go come bia o. Say simple de Imperial ma renew na ye simple kra. Who de unya Imperial notification no a na wa click link no wo message no mu no. O policy no dem ye motor insurance policy wo Imperial keke. Na ji wa chede bi ti say 4 coupons, airtime, gift vouchers, special souvenirs. Nene kika hu bebre amunumu ho a. Motor insurance policy pro ya sama 1 year life insurance. Fidi. Aw, nye ka nyina ni o. Promo yi koso kosi 30th April 2025 year. Uni u broker na agent ni nkomo. Ana frey 0577 667 436 na hunu mu yi. Obetimi nso follow ye wo social media platforms ni nyina so. Nhihye kakra wo ho. Imperial General Assurance. Solid protection.
Peace FM. Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Atik Mohammed Eya, Executive Director, Mass Action for Sustainable Development Africa, Mazda. Mensa Thompson, Executive Director, Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, ASEPA, and Ellen Amadeku, a member of the MPP's communication team. Penfuimi and Sa and Anopay, many or more train and come. Atik Mache.
Now we do so. We see IT power.
Oh, yeah, carry.
So taxes really me fi say. We just don't politics, you left that to behind.
So,
maybe I could be I do it.
Sa. Oh, my giant.
Eh, but looks that's so there.
Second bizarre.
Omo. Sa.
Omo. But the main sure and he says he say back up and say that's we
me at some point on.
At the point and see me no.
No
news president me no.
You see, I think I wouldn't say we failed, but also I shall see. I
think
we should have politicians they are very opportunistic. Into they will exploit you. What was that? Can you know being a student activist was it was a matter of course.
If I was a calling.
No your friend. And it was a matter of course. And you had to be convinced me for a reason. But it was no longer about fighting for the concerns of students. And gradually there's nothing called student front anymore. And can you know, so now I have a present. Oh, I'm for a strong articles, a press releases in as if for education for Mama. Oh, okay. Udim said, do you know how I came to know Ora Obiamwa? I mean, before the student loan trust fund was introduced, I personally was vehemently against it, and it was very interesting. I had a colleague, and of course, we wouldn't even know, Harold Barton. He was in UCC, and we had, you know, our views were dramatically opposed. Onuna, he felt students should be given loans, and I was like, if you are indexing the interest against inflation, now see students in Beji loan, who we are now as a say America for no, Ujilo now to that because Ghana's inflation at the time and still is very unstable. It keeps, you know, fluctuating upward. Oh, until if you are going to index interest rates against inflation, did they be a natural wholesome? Hey, Papa, he was like, then I'm multi nipasa. But I'm saying I don't see that anymore.
Because some your time near the student loan transfer no
yes.
No, some numbers 27%.
Yeah, it was around 20% at the time.
I say about 12% as the same.
Yeah.
Buy almost one prayer form.
Oh no, I mean it was sometimes no call central committee meeting now I'm one
David.
Yeah, now if you're
Abonga is the point of order.
It was very we central committee meeting you are cracker.
Charlie.
When Okuji was the next president. You see from 6 to 5 a.m. from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. we couldn't arrive at any meaningful decision. Yeah,
now okay ba ko na ekoya na Yamo crane me. Yamo on the minute now.
Chairman of the meeting, or Piano Secretary Beche. Diana on so because they were running. They were saying the meeting intense.
Charlie,
wait, Diana with Piabon team. And I mean, but I think it's about time they brought that back.
Sure.
Students need to have a voice in governance, and the only way I'll be to my end is to have a strong front. My you become extensions of political parties, sir. Well,
anyway, who are there?
Oh, Yamidi Achami, and yeah, fasting soon, Tija. Yeah, fasting is good for the body and the soul. So, Yami Adam, you're here. Yeah.
Master Thompson.
Nana.
That is saying.
Yami Adam, what they are saying. Nana, where they are, and a payment chow, what here for?
Amen.
It should be that come so quickly, parent.
Okay.
My main friend Trim. Na ansana ya bad discussion so. You be koso the mining industry. I think say a very, very necessary say, you know, the national security will intervene. Quarry dust. Practice na Chinese for na ombo krum ha omo cement no omo the quarry dust replace clinker instead of some better clinker e dey cement no omo koto quarry dust no eno na
that's why the adhesiveness is very low these days.
Omo bo no yefo
uto cement na
no omo dey akofra no omo dey akoye cement no omo oil turn where market ne so eno Yaka Wasema, it created a lot of problems. There na a coso say asama ne home so palm as say no because of that no a pushy quarry dust price no
up yes
a costo.
Yeah,
they say quarry dust are no more ton about 60 cities over 200 cities also.
And no like bucket no is now over 3,000 depending on where you are anyway.
And what this is doing is Ghanaian businesses rely on these quarry dust as raw materials. No, they are suffering because these Chinese operators have hijacked these quarry dust. And Senka omo legitimate business and can have problems. And business is about competitiveness. But when they are using this quarry dust illegally to produce substandard cement and selling on our local market. I think that it is important we call it out. In the best the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and the Ghana Standard Authority and the Minerals Commission. Yeah.
Okay, sir. I think somewhere in October or September last year, Standard Authority almost banned cement here.
Yeah.
Names bear 5.
Yeah.
Emma, in fact, Ufri. Konongo ko Kumasi anomo ye ba ku bi was
Kumasi pa no Ashanti region
enclave ho kakra no I think bear 5 ne go
hono operation no omo edi akotene pa na say after that operation no activities no conform kakra but I don't know whether because of change of government and because omo say regulation no aban no enya and take over fully into no regulation, no monitoring, no we kakra or masamo so they are producing substandard cement on the market, and we are going to. I mean, I think say if nothing is done next week, companies need to be on mood or yes, I will. We will go after them very strongly because, I mean, share and the obeti yes a dayebu ekumobi, obeti yes inflamafa a dayebu ogu. All these disasters are preventable, and they are all due to this. Your friend is a substandard cementer. Your friend is saying, or more produce on the market, and it is shocking. Say, the Chinese they feel say they are above.
And they feel so. Yeah, they are more feel sir.
You know what they do.
Yeah, but because because the laws worked.
What is stopping us?
Allow the law to work.
So what is stopping us from implementing our own law?
Who's holding the law from working?
But I mean, Nana, very sad because at the end of the day, and you have no responsibility to enforce the law. You won't go for you. I said they are supposed to enforce the law.
But enforce I
responsibility in one of your responsibility in a say me you must call them out. It is up to the law enforcement agencies and the agencies, national agencies involved to now take action quickly, immediately, because we don't want. Your friend is saying we expend so much, and apart from that, they use these things also, these cement and stuff in road construction.
Even regular,
and these have long-term repercussions on the country. In those Chinese now,
Ghana for also a share children to omofo.
Ghana for now almost air middlemen facilitated some of these transactions. No, they should stop. Otherwise, in the coming days, we will go after them very, very strongly. We need to build a safe society. I mean, we need to uphold standards in this country. I mean, say Obi, a bagan and or or market show. The person should have confidence. The papa. But if today me toss cement or market, so I don't know whether the cement I'm buying is made with quarry dust instead of clinker. Now me me dying. Now in what sort of society are we living in? So we need some action in that area. Until if me draw Minister of Lands and Natural Resources attention, me draw the Minerals Commission's attention, me draw Ghana Standards Authority's attention. They must quickly move in and stop these these activities. And yes, I be hardly.
But I'm sure it would aid the conversation, Anka, or to me, my indications of some of the companies are
okay, or the managers,
not necessarily mentioning names, but clues be a bit me.
I think so.
One share not clues now too much of an identification.
Econometrics will be a friend identification.
But you see in communication, so you'll be so
identification is for you.
We are not doing econometrics this morning.
We are identification now. It allows you to have consistent estimates. But your obeke manipa OTA, if the person is taking a decision and action be at the end of the day, our action will be valid.
At least the OT on him no pass. Papa police be say.
Oh no, Nimo, Ghana for who are victims.
But manager baby, what you answer? or the manager will be wajan answer.
But the minister for trade
sure they should
because I think some microphone also fall under.
Anamadeku. Mache. Now how they come if you have no.
Ayo, me but tell my Dr. Kuboy. When you emergency.
I see.
It was an opinion I make me made the name of GTV. Yana eja. Mo send a message say memorandum. Me but tell my minia.
Yo, why are they? I no person wafa ho pa.
Oh, the dress near come.
No, Kati can come here to
complete.
Oh, complete pa. Anyway, ben for me that must say. I think
me want some come.
Ade.
Me want some come you be me.
E dey how?
Ochina International Women's Day. Nti ma etie mi nyina wi ase afa na nyina me ma mu nyina afihia pa. Na International Women's Day ochina nkomo ba ku bi abo mesia be bobi.
Affirmative.
And last week. Maba wa mienu ye kuom okrom ha. Ba ko wo tech oko school final year. Ba ko nso so okosra ne boyfriend wo sunyane. Tech ni no young almost a biomedical student final year.
Level 400.
Level 400 just I kind of one semester we we school. On any boyfriend that on so student. Now according to nkomo ayatete no argument by omuko sua ade and I just say well the only campus the students and you make any sua ade especially IAS ni near maybe omuko fie no omuko back to their rooms na argument by na brand no epia no to ho ede ne nan esi ne konso eku no na me so yes an ema nya na ne refi CCTV cameras ebobo ho nti information police epeki ye no na meka ye fa ye de na court de ba ye mu an for intimi metina hanka nje ne so ye medra anu eku nipa but information a police for the ato abonten ena ba ko susu kosra ne boyfriend ewo sunyan ye ni ba ye ho so na fire service for yi ne body a free septic tank mu relationship enya by force me ne maba wana na ekasa omo fa ne so omo sister panyin ene omo na ekasa ni because tech ni girl no tie story na ne papa kura ba relation oni abrante ne start no more level 100 ne yesi abrante na show ne was show ne mene was show ne kon ma baba wana nhome. He's so possessive, such as a girl. Me what his problem is. I so bad. They say omu call counseling service. University provided. University for counseling service. Omu kobi. Emo ba ne papa or medical doctor. Esi mu say enye by force. Say me ba oba twempena. Na baba wana wia ne ho. No ni boy ne hihye ho. Ne nan for the text messages, ne WhatsApp messages. Omu so ne kasa say abrantie no. Ontwe ne hu free no ho. Ene ye ne. My dear sister, my dear younger sister, my dear woman, enya by force. Say relationship na enko yi a ubetinim. Aware kura ye jai. Na mpena twe. Aware ya wedding pin hu sika hu ka ya fre nipa betina se ye kware. Ye jai. Na nya mpena twe ya twe no school dem. Enne wabo papa ka, wabo mama ka. To say what say that I can imagine what the family is going through. Enya sempa. Enti me young ladies, it is not by force. When you abrantie bi nam na wo hwe na wow abusuafo aka ye nyina ya aka school aka jai. Me mama asem bi okan me di jaw. Or say the beautiful ones are not yet born.
Hey.
And the handsome guys haven't yet come until we university. Ubewie afa no beti ase abonten. Emrantie papa bi egu abonten twen wo no say me tena ase ama me level 100 boyfriend akume.
Yeah, well, we no see your miss in your girls.
I mean, seriously,
your girls for secondary school. And your more level no more school me juman your boyfriend.
And you are right.
And I walk off for
they are right. More baba wana wo school say you brand here seriously and I be more be worry wono. Oh, when many years ahead. And you will make to know. Miss Ramo International Women's Day or China. Yamfa way enya de say no mo so mo kwa. Your boy how was she a young crown? And I will be so yakoku ne na share septic tank mo. Enye emema no so metumo for brae. Enye by force obi a won ba na won na twempe na enye by force. Onye wo possession. Enye wo dia na ne papa kro wo no kro apo enkantam no so. Na wa on ne be twempe na kitu abi. Oba ne so ompe wa bra ko wanim. Won so wo yire no ya afa kra ne ya wo no. Na yenya yentu ye mrantia ne ye maba wanofo
Now, same way, so it's becoming one too many. Young ladies are because of simple relationship. Odo and by force. Bramedase.
Enso medase pa nanama deku and oten enkan. I think 68 years of what?
68 years of existence. Midasi. Let me say, hey, any man shot the Republic of Gamaga for this is treasonable.
Why are you into review?
Hey, me then, I figure Gamaga for. Me chow money na no pay any yashofone yeti phone na. And I think sir, since Ghana gained statehood, we've had our successes, we've had our challenges, but ultimately, Ghana has been a total failure. At least our expectations since Ghana should have been, far ahead of where it is today. But nonetheless, baby, we should idea as a yetimi a boy who you can say you bet me a boy who abaso. I can say and yeah, all is not excellent there, but it's not poor either. Nientia etodebia we seem unsatisfied with baby yewoi ana yewono enese nyankopon achira Ghana pa. Every resource you need to develop as a country nyankopon dia mai won and geographical location so is an advantage. We have found in West Africa we share the people around, the West Africa market is a huge market. I'll bet me akase sankaye year Ghana wouldn't even need any market beyond West Africa to be able to grow. And we've had all the advantages that we need to have as a country to grow. But and if you look at our contemporaries, Mika contemporaries in the 1960s, or countries are now Ubetimaka said these are contemporaries, Tizi Omunina Omuko Minim. And Ninina Ejina, the kinds of deliberate economic and political choices they've made. Oh, Ghana, Debia Mika. Our problem has been that we have not taken the question and the issue of structural change very seriously. For a very long time, in fact, even up until today, when you look at Ghana's real sector, the mainstay of our economy is agric. And we need to change the structure of this economy, which means we need to move more of our labor from agric into industry. That is how you transform your economy. That is how you change the structure of your economy. But yeah, Nkrumah foresaw that started his import substitution agenda, no. But at some point, it became a problem. Ebimu reinvented themselves when the import substitution strategy failed in the late 60s, no. They came up with even better industrial policies. They are called tigers, they are called giants. Or money US is here and Kuntokwa. But in India, those we started with, in fact, there are countries that now GDP, and we can't even compare ourselves to them. Until, like I said, even though we are not poor, poor in terms of our performance as a country, but we are not excellent either. Until now, Ebimu feels 68 years, there is a great deal of room to improve and to be a better country. And media, and my anka Ghana ye nipa, and I work our Ghana, go call time and 3 years crab a home. Which means Uncle Tifies is ye, Anka Ahuche Muna or because I got to say one Shadam Bonnie Brani ye, average brabody, would you call time and Tahuchero? And I think Ghana needs to do so much more going forward. There is so much more at our disposal, and there are so many opportunities we can take advantage of. And Emily, look, conversations about growth and development are sasa. And Ghana, we need to begin to position ourselves in a good state to be able to take advantage of some of these things. Now, another thing that may is we suffered in our history. We've had episodes of coups and counter coups and the rest of that. And also, I say this, and I will continue to maintain that the overthrow of Nkrumah, set the stage for some of the crises post Nkrumah. Nkrumah wasn't a perfect man, but at least he was a visionary. Now, as far back as the 1960s, Nkrumah had already envisioned the importance of nuclear energy. And Ghana Atomic Energy as here among for this is church, you see. He envisioned, said, look, maybe our energy needs would grow. And I said, you need to look beyond the energy sources at the time. Hydro was the predominant energy source at the time. And Audrey said, look, maybe nuclear energy will be the way to go. And Oka said, Yenti Ghana Atomic Energy Commission. We even brought nuclear reactors from Russia. When he was overthrown, they returned those reactors to Russia. And Ghana, young problem in my view, and I am convinced in that view. And it's young problems in started after the overthrow of Nkrumah. Nkrumah had his excesses, he had his shortfalls. Nipa Bia, he was infallible. He was not infallible. But after an overthrow, successive governments up until the Fourth Republic, except the days of Achampong, Onusu was deliberate in his choices. He was deliberate in the kinds of things that no person magana mind. But all other governments, you couldn't see a clear path to progress. But Musa Kusba we be two way now we are be two way, and it was all chaotic. In fact, there is a period in our history that was referred to as the lost decade. It tells you says that period now Ghana, I mean, we lost so much to coups and counter coups. But Fourth Republic, but one of the challenges we also have in this Fourth Republic is the kind of politics we do. Akweji said there's this political scientist, a friend of Gramsci's. Honestly, politics is a game of competition and cooperation. Now, Ghana had here for the most part is always competition. There's no room for cooperation. And my view is that I say you may be too hot. A bus anumana they become there should not be grounds for partisan politics. Issues of security, health, education, and so on. We must have consensus on some of these things. Say, there are so many things to use to do politics. There are so many things to disagree on. But in our bid to do politics with these areas, and our sectors, we end up rolling back the wheels of progress that has been made many years before a new government comes and so on. Until I feel we need to be more deliberate in our choices going forward. We need to lower the tempo of politics and our partisan politics when it comes to some of the decisions we take as a country. And because there are some decisions we take, and which means a decision we do, and can paper moody and say abang we FSR decision, but politically it may not be very beneficial. Until or far alternative course are and the bebuan and the bema Ghana for we be to abana SSR tomano. But the collective interest is hurt in that process. Until I say a dream say Numa Bain SSA yina yesum na yem fanye amanyosem. And I say this bearing in mind say uko the United States are look on foreign policy for example, you may be whatever Republican or Democrat, and I take Trump as an outlier. Until in my discussion I'm cleaning him as an outlier data point. Oh no. He defies everything logic. He defies everything government and all that.
Democratically undemocratic.
And in my conversation, I'm cleaning him out as an outlier data point. But generally, foreign policy has been stable for so long. And time to the extent say they can destroy that policy because they feel it will inure politically to their benefit. Then I say for. When it comes to security, for the most part, Republicans and Democrats agree on security strategies, security decisions, and security mechanisms. But the security cry amanyosem. Ntokwa esi obebia. Afe na obenya in this near 9 PP nibi. Who would find a way to profit from it politically? And ntokwa isu embobia. If you take the internal strifes that we have in this country, we are lucky not to have had a civil war since, in fact, Ghana has never had a civil war. But we've had ethnic and tribal strifes and conflicts all over. And also, Amanyo for Ediomuhu, Ejimubi. These are things we need to stay away from. Nobody profits from conflict. Now, Mikanisano, I also feel, the way we spend money doing celebrations of our independence, maybe it's about time we had a conversation around Enoso. Because question the investment we make in the celebration of our Independence Day, what returns do we get? And how is even the celebration done? I don't know whether it was last year or not the year before. I had the occasion to speak to this issue, and I'm going to say, look, independence, it doesn't even, in my view, serve the purpose of SSSV, celebration. I say in Chema, how the struggle for independence was waged, independent, but nobody learns about Ghana's independence on the day of independence. And one is a Ebimu collapse, a soldier for a police for dressing to the point they can hardly breathe. Na yesi omu machi na dignitaries entity shade ase ana shade ase na eka no omu ti shade ase omu ti shade mu na nkola yi ejina wiem no mu. At the end of the day, they don't learn anything about Ghana's independence and the struggles thereof. And it should be made to be a meaningful celebration. It should be a day that to inspire the subculture of patriotism. But Ghana, really, nobody, is taught the importance of patriotism. Nobody is made to understand how Ghana became Ghana and the rest of that on the day of our independence. And we need to rethink the way we do the celebration. ABR, so I think, would help us cut down cost. Because the amounts of money we spend on our celebration, really and truly, so we jina honam kwala bre komodiomo nsu komodiomo soldier font me home because one mama dress pampi na president yo ye machi twemu a na enu anu na asa, and they don't even know why they are marching. Some don't even know bizan say ene sit match dey ni only man say a holiday. But why is it a holiday? Nipa nim. We need to rethink the importance of this day and how we celebrate it. And the cost now, I think 95% and 90%, which means 15% of the cost.
Felix Naka 90 and I'm 95.
They need to get their figures. Well, maybe percentages. If they had mentioned the nominal figures now, because when you are giving percentages, you could be wrong. But 1.5 million, 15 million, 10 million. Esana na nipano maya yenye percentage calculation. You give us the figure, we'll do the calculation in percentage terms ourselves. Okay, so but whatever it is,
I think Daily Dispatch this morning, we saved 95% of the estimated budget. The estimated budget was 20 million Ghana cedis, according to President Mahama.
Yeah,
and that we saved 95% of that.
Yeah.
Ghana's 68th Independence Day celebrations witnessed 90% budget cut. Felix Kwachi Ofusu.
Whatever it is in the 90th percentile in here. The funds are said 1.5 million, no, said 2 million. No. The most important thing is that there is a significant saving.
Sure.
And a savings on the cost I had the bread, which tells you say this is I like this. This is value for money. Oh, if you have alternatives in every public investment, the idea people always should look out for is value for money. And if we are having the same celebration at a lesser cost, that is something we need to embrace. And trust me, we are going to see more of these austere spendings because you can't help. And if you are smart as a government, you would be wise not to engage in ostentation. Oh, you can afford some ostentation, but you can't, and you need to be wise. Oh, I think it's a good start. More so that you can say present budget, So government is here to tell us how much money it is expecting to raise and how much it is expecting to spend, and as for. This, I hope it continues. This should not be a one-off, but government should make it. Should make a deliberate effort to always go for the best possible cost. Cost efficiency in all its spendings. Say, yeah, the sika brewer and I the cost brewer. So shame. Then no bit me from the now at the end of the day, you are able to save and make some savings for the country. And nuna say yeah. Because if you look at our state today, and it be a bad state of the nation now, the truth of the matter is that our economy is not in the best of shapes. The economy is wobbly. And if your economy is wobbly and you are not smart, one day, it will result in total collapse.
Okay.
Until media, I think, sir, this is a good way to start. Given the state of our economy. But the funny thing is that government or by in the first days, they are always like this. We want to improve on the macroeconomic stability. Once the stability is attained, I just hope this, like I said, one of is going to be a trend. It's going to be a regular practice of government to always cut down on cost and go for the best possible cost, so that at the end of the day, Ombetima is saving Samagana.
Ate medase Atik Mohammed na Oten kan menza mamintio
medase mamintio
68 years and matters are rising.
First of all, in wish Ghana a very good happy Independence Day. Congratulations to Ghana. I think so far we've come a long way as a country. And I think that for the last 10 years, the country had been on a decline in some areas. I wish to say efforts and attention will be paid to some areas. So they try to improve it. The significance of the celebration. For me, the Biayamika said the Independence Day celebration should be a solemn reminder of our past and what we've been through as a nation and where we've come from, and to guide us of where we're going. Over the years, you have done the Independence Day celebration, as a fanfare, if you like. I am in Peseme friend celebrations, Crampo. There should be Independence Day commemoration, so that just to remind ourselves that at a point in the life of Ghana, na ye share and kwasoma say na abrofuni die so na yende ho na enkofo bi ye nananom bi ene ti omho si ho na konkoden e ma Ghana ye benya afa hodie na sese yankasa na ye buye man. We have a very painful history with colonialism. If you go back even with slavery, and so some of these events, should be more solemn than they have been in the past. Unfortunately, I think that we have not had to take a new government to come and say no. The ostentatious nature of these celebrations are not worth it, especially at a time our economy is in dire trouble. And I hope the size of the celebration will continue, but I would expect more solemnity in the celebrations, because these celebrations should be a reminder of where we've come from. But most importantly, it should be a very serious reminder of the challenges that still confront us as a country. Now, everybody will agree with me that we may have attained political independence, but economically, we are not there yet. We are still struggling with a number of issues with respect to our trade. 68 years after independence, Ghana, as the second largest producer of cocoa, Brunei determine the price we sell our cocoa. 68 years after independence, we don't have control of our natural resources, how they are exploited, and to whose benefit they get. We don't know. 68 years under independence, Ghana is still a raw material producing country largely. And we are there, Anka. These celebrations should remind us of these things. Say, these are the things that must engage us. Into the independence celebration should be an open discussion. I was happy that there was an economic forum that preceded these celebrations. Largely, the economic forum, discusses, the current crisis and how to find, short and mid-term solutions. But these discussions have always fallen short of discussing long-term solutions, of maneuvering over the economic pitfalls. The skeletons of colonialism left us, or the scars of colonialism left us with. And these are the conversations that we should be having today, Nana. How do the Ghanaian have control of its natural resources? It's a critical question that we need to answer. In the abundance of plenty, we cannot be poor. We're still a royalty discussing country, always discussing how much royalties we are getting, Value addition. How much value are we adding to our raw materials? Because
especially after 68 years on.
After 68 years on, we can be. It's painful that these conversations are still hanging and they have not been exhausted, and that we don't have practical, tangible measures in place to correct some of these deficiencies in our system. Because yintimi enti cocoa before ebeti cocoa no na abaya akobobo si akɔgye syndication ato hɔ woni do this syndication ne bɛyɛ wodi betua salaries ne ade aye government expenditures nketenkete no de betua ne national debt enti cocoa na anka ye cocoa na chocolate alone is about a $30 billion industry. Chocolate alone is about $30 billion industry. Now the country which was once the first and came to the second largest producer of the cocoa, and Ghana, you see a cocoa a premium. And so even with the production of chocolates and other, cocoa consumables, Yes, Ghana cocoa ni me because our cocoa is premium. The characteristics of our cocoa makes it more viable. Now, and for so young one say you could just indication near the ability abusnya. We don't have any value addition sector. It's apart from some small factories, some water produce chocolate. In how much? Until we are largely still a raw material producing country, which is what the colonial masters have always wanted us to be. And the independence now you're fighting for no. Say ya to make decisions for ourselves, to have control of our resources, including our natural resources. The independence for me have not bear any fruit. Because it is not about self-governance, really, for me. Because at the end of the day, it is about self-governance alone. And I don't think we should have worried. And these 3 ex-officials who went to die at the 28th February crossroad should have shut down their life, because I don't think it was just about self-governance. It was about the effect of self-governance. What we were going to use the power of self-governance for. And 68 years down the line, what have we used that power for? The power to govern ourselves, the power to own a parliament, to take decisions ourselves, the power that say and you sorry you Ghana permission in Queen Elizabeth to answer the power necessary Ghana asem eco quarter nasi yibua yemfa the court of England the Supreme Court enkubua bio. All these power that have accumulated to us, how have we used that power to benefit the people? I'm saying, and now your friend is saying, your mame Sophia Kufu, former Chief Justice, speaking very strongly about our mineral deals and our mineral agreements. Say we are still doing the same Georgesburg agreements. Oh, share your deals are now we have discovered lithium. Go and look at the deal we are trying to sign with this lithium and see if indeed that is how best we can harness this resource potential. So it's a serious matter that should engage all of our attention. And I think that these celebrations, instead of becoming a marching parade, should be a forum to have serious conversations about the direction of our country. Say, baby, I hear Kono. Truly, should we come back and sit here around this table 10 years, 20 years down the line to lament about these same deficiencies, these same economic problems? And meanwhile, we are the second largest producer of cocoa, an industry, a cocoa that produces a $30 billion industry. Assuming Ghana even have just 2 billion market share of that 30 billion, do you know how much jobs that will create for our people? We are one of the largest producers of gold on the continent and even in the world. Not a single refinery. We don't have a single midstream. What about oil? The same thing. We have serious reserves. We have upstream, downstream. We have a huge midstream that can produce a whole petrochemical hub on the continent to create jobs for our people, all abandoned. We don't have a midstream. Ghana, your petroleum sector and your oil sector, upstream, downstream. Upstream, the crown, and my you're turning in a downstream, no, and also no importers, no, back home, even a hijack sector, no. But the sector is larger than just upstream and downstream. There's a whole midstream that can create a petrochemical hub on the continent, or in fact, on the continent. Which Ghana, your location, we are bordered by about 7 or 8 landlocked countries. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, they all rely on us. All their petrochemical needs rely on us.
What is happening to the Petroleum Hub Development Corporation?
What?
It's like government is not even appointing anybody to.
But what is even the plan for that? I mean, you need to understand the policy.
There to think out the plan.
Yes, but but before setting up, what was the vision for that petroleum hub?
Maybe it was to be the midstream.
I have not. I mean, maybe the information have not gone out properly. But these are some of the things that we need to be discussing on serious matters. We should be calling national forum. How is it that 68 years down the line, the Ghanaian still doesn't own himself? The fact that we go and sit in parliament and shout yeah does not mean we own ourselves. People still determine how much they buy our commodities. We still don't have control of our natural resources and our minerals. Today, even our human resources is also at risk. Today, we don't have control of our nurses and our doctors. All of them running away for better conditions of service. Because we fail to create one for them here at home, where they come from. And so today, any top-trained doctor that comes out want to work outside, want to run away and live. A nurse, any nurse, specialized, gone. 68 years down the line. These are the challenges that confront us. And these are real conversations that must be had. And somebody must be bold enough to say, hey, it's about time we stop these needless celebrations, these needless fanfares, and sit at the table and say, how do we come out of this economic quagmire? How do we think of economic independence? Because truly, that is the true independence. Political independence is just for a class of people, but economic independence is what is truly for all and will benefit the ordinary Ghanaian and everybody. And so we must begin to look at these issues. I mean, the cost for me, once the celebration is needless, how much we spent over it, I mean, the millions of cedis that have been pumped into these celebrations in the past, for me, are not worth it. They are needless. And for me, I embrace the new posture to cut down some of these costs. But I'm saying in future, these parades and all those things should even be further reduced. And Independence Day should always be a kind reminder of our failure to gain true economic independence that benefit the ordinary Ghanaian. And the struggle for that economic independence must be waged, and we must get everybody on board. That's it.
So that's it, Papa. That's something na ote den kano mene Ellen Becker says here. So Atik, tell Atik Mohammed he should stop making statements he has no knowledge of. We teach people all about independence from basic one. He should check the new curriculum.
I'm talking about
we even have
the independence celebration.
We even have Independence Day debate up to national level. Who told him people are not taught about history and independence of our nation? Atikipa, Jaisa, and Felicia.
Was he listening to me? And now no ankasa episode show na dey no achuro. I'm talking about on the day. How are we using the occasion to teach people about the struggles of independence? Minka say ni curriculum. Oh.
Anyway,
obiane ko school.
Na menko.
Say obiane ko school.
Nana ma degu. Mami ntiwe. Eye mfia de osia nwotwe. Ye koya na se ye bai. Ye gina ho. Aye. Ye gina ho. Ye den ho.
Me ka se ye gina ho efi se me nsan ko achi em se atik ne mensa kan nsem ni bebre. Na ade a me hu se ye nyina ye nyeye. Fiti se me ya akwala besi ne. Ya ka de bia wutie mpanyimfo a ehesi ye on our resources ye bra value addition na mensa doms na ka cocoa de me ba be ka gold de say atik ye na ye the highest one.
We used to be second to South Africa, but I
say we are taking it back. Explain to me how say we are saying in Africa ye na the gold, you too gold. Na ye ni baby wo Ghana ha enkran ha kumase oboase a ne me se me ware mini atike ware anane nyame aye madom a obeya madom so medi 50 years pese me to bibi ma me ho akwa ma me papa edi se me ma me edi 80 me to ade am pese me to gold ade bi ma me ma me ana me papa na me to che me pe wedding ring papa gold ye ni baby a wo Ghana ha ye tombi just ye ko Dubai
your friend say PMMC
no, they export gold. They don't sell.
PMMC and jewelry no
jewelry shop.
Jewelry shop. They have always had it, but yeah, I mean, it's all the other.
Always level airports.
Make a jewelry hub to send in Dubai to gold obia wuramantin kasa year of return. Any tourist egu Ghana ha yen friend Gold Coast no and come member me art center chiri ho ha gold hub anything gold gold bia wo ho chain bia wo ho jewelry bia wo ho PMMC aye saying aka kire yen say eye correct eye clear gold yenu anu Nigeria for num so mu fa plane ko Dubai ko to gold I didn't know mu tin fa plane ma Ghana ha me to gold.
Go be ni ho.
Yeah, can the value addition. Ye too raw nessa near the co. Last 3 years, me 40th birthday, okay, me start a project me. My friend at the lapidary hub. Lapidary, apart from gold, Ghana. Ye gold ni to China. Ye were other materials and a man shebi.
Other minerals.
Other minerals. So your friend is semi-precious minerals. When is that come higher or Jasper?
No,
Bible mu a sa precious stones na ye de Aaron breastplate no ye wo bebre wo krom ha ye wo sapphire ye wo jasper ye wo
kaolin
che say ni nyina ye de ye gold niema ye de set gold o di gold to ase a na wo de sa precious stones ntu mu ze bi no kura sapphire omo fe bibi sapphire emerald ye stones bi ye green e bi ye pink e krom ha ye tu ni nyina o na oni ne ye tu gold no raw ne sa niema ni nyina wo
ye gold na ja ye mfanya hwe
ye gold ye enti ye de raw ni nyina akwa abrochire ho nto mo yi gold na no mo yi bauxite no mo yi silver no mo yi precious minerals no mo yi sa niema ni nyina sa niema nketinketi a enkan sa lapidary ade na PMMC for na eyo sa department na egu nipa omo wo sa skills ni nyina omo nyina ewu omo ko retirement ewu uko Eastern Africa abo bi nketinketi bi na na beach ya utimi unantimi bo hu bo bi hu say bo we de ase efe ni nyina precious minerals ni bi ya polish na ya katene ya de to ring so a ya ton no you go on the net some are being sold for millions of dollars ni aso ni nyina ni de afra gold or no mo de ko na ye page mama ye mrantie ni ye baba we enti bra by now ye ni jewelry institute bia okrum ha into obi a we school or pese or ye jewelry when you say no say a part of fashion ye ni bi ye goldsmith goldsmiths ani ye woni nyina say emrante na maba wa ne nye enti ni nyina wu
Kojo Hansen ho
aka nipa kakra bi na ye
Kojo Hansen mo
enti ye ni abre say ye pese ye industrialize Ghana. Sir, a value addition, ya can't come on the last Minerals Commission. Make I say me who almost statement we are not more the board of the Minerals Commission or more minerals value addition. I'm hoping. Sir, new one on me and almost be the
good board no.
No, that's what they should focus on and not trying to do the kinds of things they want to do.
Oh, say yeah, good board into
no, Missy Gold Board, they should focus on what she's saying.
Gold board now.
But your mom pays on me any day.
PMMC.
No one
na sami jamfi na ni abre
so
value addition ni gold board that is what they should be doing.
This is Minerals
Commission. Minerals Commission was for over 30 years near my research a Minerals Commission. Minerals Commission omuni baby as precious minerals we nyina bi wo na yen develop it na yen ma yen krofo nya adwuma bra sa che se unim ye kum me kura po madam fubi sa Jasper ade ayeke from Volta Jasper na Volta region ne dodo e wo Volta region e na oma jeweler bi ye or DB year chain man no ko Switzerland. When him say ultimate ton side chain was Switzerland not on $45,000.
You don't say.
Oba krom han na ni abre amade ye kwa me see ye di akire mining rights no kra ye nim be ti say ye mfa ma wo nim ba bi e wo
you to galam sin je mfio ka o go to galadia
Jasper na me say over Volta region bra ye polish ye de to ye setting in gold madam for ko ni dia o ye o ma na juwela keke na ye ma no o ko Switzerland o ton over $45,000. Switzerland for any brigu ababa one so then say let's set up something because I from what they are saying is one of the quality is the best in the world. Ye Jasper to ho. Ye emeralds at to ho. Ye all these semi-precious stones at to any gold echi. Na near yan is a gold on so mu kukuru no mo de kwa. Omo asan fa niam we nyina ka ho ne de ko. Enti refinery na ACPMM.
Do you blame them?
Why no?
Omo na also ma beta.
Omo ni omo wasem ka. Ye na me say mani abre yen so. Enti say eja ye rama hama aba part 2. Na hama part 2. No so person ye biribia. Gold board no omo nya ne omo kire ne say omo ko chesi we no. They should omo nye concentration say ye nye value addition. Na ye gold na wani abre say ye mfa nkobio no. Say ye mfa nkobio ne eja wo ha ye training crofo meeting ye ho adwuma na. Omoni Minerals Commission for nkasa omu wasa information nyina nti media say ye independence way say ye jayo say ye nya yo say ye beto aso say ye nto aso at this point in time me ama enhyeda anya masam sa if you say ye ni kasio ye ni kitwa eso enhyeda ni faso ma me na Ghana fo bebre nsusu feel it say me so be enhyeda ni faso ma yensa Brian 68 years yi nsusu ho nkomo ba ko so mpese ye bo. Politicians see Ghana for muti your council. As a samotena your council so. If you say mo di o man ya hye yensa. Enti say mo demand accountability, mo right say mo be demand. Enti obia wo ya appointee, nyame ado party ba power ye ma wo adwuma ye. Say wo account for it. Me am all for it. When you say wintimi nya enkoje. Masa wo gina wo ye nko ande a wo mre kwa awie ya, you have to account for it. Now many young politicians they deal here no you know public servants there civil servants so nkomo be na mode omoko enkomo amani edemu ameka say omonko Minerals Commission ko hwehwe documents there civil servants ni public servants in the show monza politicians natural 8 years obefa ne bag and na ye ka say young Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources new minister ba mewa so new minister da sa I was amabo on sa sector no new minister da enti wakwai chief of chief director krono wo no no menti say ye nadi onto wo
yeah that's for them
director so mo that department na asinyina obia wo ho obia nko ne be wo mo public servants of this 6 years and son of be pension enti ade krona na enko ye o ministry ho no ya the new minister akwa kwatena so afi no mbe kire no kwan which they are supposed to do.
Say na kotona say enko ye di koye ni ye.
Na wan koye na ye koye ni ye no. Ye yi abugina pok free ho because abugina pok government ekọ. Wo di amabo na aba. Ono pen ya sesa no ho. Ono ni deputies. Secretary kura report ho. Chief obia te ho. Enti se bribi nkoye na mo say ye politicians ni ye na mo yi na mo ja the millions of other Ghanaians now almost wo ni en ka hwen kire wo mo a insisan ye kro na ye hwehwe ni ye nya wo
so mo ka choboya no mu di akiri
wan ka choboya no
so we say man say nyamo na mo policy director da bi tie say me de make no ntia ase elintie so we say man na o te ho no say aban ba e wo na de policy aba say is say bi ni gold board asan wa ye ka ho asem enya aban policy say aban na de policy ne beba na civil servants na di akiri
ansa na aban ni betimi aye no so na civil servants na chenase
na obukọ ka say da bia na munyi o madi
enu na me ka say esese enye say omnipa ne be ka say da bi no wona wo expertise no
na imagine say Atik Mohammed as minister for ABA o de me mfa ne bibi lands and natural resources na Atik is o esi agalam say no me makwan manye ministers na civil servants ka say oh minister ade o nke yen say be come back I na so civil servants dey o kan kwa jama o ye MPP ni na o ye we na
And
next time go.
And if you say most of these civil servants, someone near friend institutional memory. Senior politicians being no sana civil servants nso ebinye enti say constitutional review na ye be check senior politicians na appointment wo kofi a wo sika sam ye be check ya civil servants nso ho nso ye review enye ye public service na ye civil ye review a enye ye on how say new government ba new minister ba with new policy directives omo antina mu no. What are we doing with them? Because 68 years here, yeah, the brass and crofoni nyina shuka ho biu. Yen kwa ye nimu na nya politicians ngwa. Enye ku nkwa. Yan public and civil servants. The whole public and civil service, no. And also so only say ye inherit free British for no ho. And then so ye keeping it sa besin ne. Ye nye changes. Ye nye hwe. Enti ye nia bring ye see ye reform politics ni ye reform articles or 71 ho ye reform ya ye go back to ye public and civil service no na ho nso so ye man komo nkoso na reforms bi wo kwa ho nso so ye mfa nkonye sa you cannot move one side and leave the other side untimi nye reforms ewo constitution ni enya ye civil servants ni civil service no e setuli na ye yebo. And yes, I did a meeting. Me assure say new government buy civil service yo mushia or more conferences or be any na anum tea no and aje coffee no back to square one. One here acha next year another Independence Day. We say about betena ha. Ni eguso ka say value addition on cocoa, value addition on gold. Ye. Sa nkomo ya bo from fie bebre. PMMC ho ba ku bi wo ho. Abanda dani si gold refinery minim so muti start ye operationalization ne dia sami jamfia no huhia ne ese so ye no sesa aban we no na private what can I say
PPP
ai yes start na ye gold no ye njai say ye dey ko akire ye dey free Ghana sa eno no timi refine ni bi almost it can refine about 30 or 40%. Yes, still e kakra be ko but ye ko yanim na ye si kopim the point ye benya say ye mfa unrefined gold en free Ghana biom na ye jewelers no so enya gold ni bi dia ye ne ma ne ye set up what me my friend say a gold hub or jewelry hub e wo Ghana ha na nyame ya ababa wa bi ni abrante bi adom no mokoware ababa wa bi di ni bed obi pe gold ni ma ye nko Dubai ni wu
any Saudi Arabia
ni wu papa say ye sorry Ghana for Ghana ni ye ya sorry ni e nam Dubai pe gold ya ye gold no bra maka say wie no nsusu na President Mahama ne spokesperson it's too early say omo what can I say? Because also Felix my different figure. Or also too early. Until on Felix or communication or movie no movie ye. Won't me my one figure. We say where you to be there. But that should be no your president. Nia obe can say spokesperson and one oka. Say disparities differences bemwa. Eya na ema asama mo kan nipa nche den engine to we. It's almost here making savings. Savings of how much? Or no to me in Kanja is 95. And my Felix make Kanja is 90. Between the two of them, the percentages, not on famra. Apart from that, today, when the Majin say independence, and the city area didn't no, san yes, near didn't way yatiso, yakojina ho. I can't in 2 years near 70. Yan Yanik to us, the upper 5 sign down. Ghana 70. Yabene kakraka.
Mate, mami so menye kokrokoo kakraka anope. Kokrokoo no asugu so utie. Mami mfa seda ema healthy life na ave APC na emetuapo anope.
Peace FM.
Said you obetimi a check na farmer APC nsonti. Anu aye ne sa akoma.
Uti paiwa frakina farmer akuma APC.
Kaka hawa
akuma APC. Sisiarie, waposunu no mpemu na ye oya. Fever ana wonam ya.
Emu bia kina farmer akuma APC ebenye firi ho. Nemum na nuachi na enkoy dia kuhu doctor kina farmer akuma APC eyema obia ya wadi emfie dunsia 16 years dekro.
Happy Delightful Juice. Swachulala, chichi soso. Afrana pa. A pepashu breakfast and was in woman. Don't Happy Delightful Juice against with toast, cereal, and even them cool. What a mean? A bread and fifi. The most free man. Happy Delightful Juice. One of what? And you be here. Happy to relax away. When you're let's say what a tremendous Happy Delightful Juice. Of an berry bring you all day long on fruit juice. I'm Happy Delight. One different flavors, different size. You number 1 letter. Number from NG 150 and 250 ml. A healthy life shows on your supermarket. Happy Delightful Juice. Loaded with taste. Peace.
I think Mohammed wa Mensa Thompson wa na Ellen Amade Kusoso. I think.
Yeah.
Dia kai. Una senior citizen ofia. Omunyina anti. Me more time now can move 5 minutes.
Wait there just quickly. When we say State of the Nation's address, you know, Mampenyim Bekan or Kansan Bibre. We may not have enough time to discuss all of them, but just one or two being on Pesamikan Hansam. Okay, the state of the economy, and especially, Ghana, we developed BBI medium-term debt management strategy, and the chair and choir before managing Kanu Senebeya, it will be within sustainable limits. Now, one of the things set up in the status, I don't know. We decided that we're going to build buffers against vulnerabilities on the debt markets. Until Uko Bobisiana na AB for some reason, Unyabusiani bimbo, Sikane bi wahwa obetimi edia twitwa ho kakra. Ana one say ye Bobisiani bibrisana nitua no. To the bia when your revenues are not performing well. Nti now we sikabi obetimi di tua. Nti one of the strategies and one of the pillars of medium term debt strategies and said Tekwe was to set up a sinking fund. Sinking fund is a udisika nibi etum. Ozo ko bobusia. You have the amortization and the interest payments. Nti udisika nibi etu futu bimu. Senebeya when your debt matures. Obetimi akoyisika no edi akotua. Say ye ko jibusiana ye tua interest kopim time ye betue like the until the tenure is up and the maturation of the debt no. Now if you wakotua principal no and every amortization no. Until you set up sa fund no na disika no etutum kakra. According to Mampenyi or see the dollar account of the sinking fund no. Niaga $64,000. Sezanity diara whosem kesia papa. Because when a lot of the debt contracted no numerous swa oyeden kutua sika no cover no wan. Now you have to go and borrow to retire maturing debt. Now you place yourself in a vicious debt cycle. Now again Matiti subsequent to the address Yebimzia when he spoke about the state of the debt, public debt. When he said, "Can you know if Lanka yende to whom?" Says it's become a part of our public debt. Until Ukakani in Abuma, Mampenyika has and it's not looking good. The last debt sustainability analysis showed say Ghana is in debt distress, which means and you can ya intimintu and the cofa punk jo ni haircuts na si for buy no even so even after punk jo ni etwas no still we're having issues, so we had to negotiate with our official creditors to give us further you can say room. And say this is a form of in a way it's a type of debt relief program. Also, HIPIC was one debt relief program. Near what our official creditors know, is a form of debt relief because they are entitled to Sasikano and Omzuki. Yet the chair Musenebeya moved me Etria Musikano. Now, Okayano, Anjebiana, Matiti say Bimuzio are buying free, even though they are yet to present their budget. Omako Bobisia. But me, I like us to have very stimulating conversations when it comes to these things. So see, I read this morning one of the MPs, I think Gideon Baku, or say government's net issuance 7 billion. Look, I said yes, some treasury bills now and government securities are buying a floaty or a ton, you know, to raise money. And I said one other thing we need to realize is that when government wants to meet its public sector borrowing requirements, you know, now the decision is we sell more government securities, and we have placed a limit and a ceiling on how much external borrowing we can do. If it is non-concessional, it shouldn't go beyond $66 million. Until a lot of the money we are raising domestic, and through sad treasury bills, you see net issuance 7 billion. But which mean, and he went ahead to say they are crowding out private sector. Me who and Miss Three. Hey, if net issuance is just 7 billion, let's see they are crowding out private sector there. And let's just say yes, the private sector was actually dying, because between January and June of 2023, government net borrowing and net issuance of treasury bills, lending them 16.2 billion. That's for 2 quarters. So if in 1 quarter, I buy net issuance 7, now in 6 months 69. Even if they double it into 2 quarters, and room. But I said here, government came to meet maturing treasury bill obligations. And when how I mean me dream one mintiazi work or government securities. Emrena to say I say I buying tria usika. Umra to say I say tria usika no. Abanzi je me senebe ayenka say my cotton treasury bills be brinti enya dia mitria uka. I mean I don't think it is sustainable. Sometimes, and because normally we can do politics, but let's wait for government's budget, which is the economic statement, to be presented on Tuesday, I suppose, or the bar, and a clearer idea of where we stand as a country. And because, like we said in the past, say borrowing binge leads to crisis. Say we are going to hold them to the same standards. Say, Bessia bought too much, and Nuna Eddie Akodus up and Pensu, and we'll be watching to make sure, say, Aban Wesu does not repeat the very mistakes the previous one made. No.
News falling in from Techiman says the High Court in Techiman has dismissed the election petition filed by the NDC parliamentary candidate Christopher Bayere, challenging the election of Honorable Martin J. Mensah Kosa has been invalid since the petitioner failed to apply for security for cost to be determined and paid within the period prescribed by law, and in line with section 18.2 of the Representation of the People's Law 1992 PNDC Law 284. The petition is dismissed. Okay, all right. Mensa, Pato, for 3 minutes, Nyanko.
I think say issues no yabubo ho a say last week me the adesrede kase eto NPP communicators no enim say be sere omo we dey adabraka omo aban briefing space kakra maybe na me tie some of policy sia policy afina me say masre waka nim sa mind be free or say friend kwaje na say and some okay can cry there me dey me dwene ho a me say na other we ya transcript am so me kan ana because what he is saying that does not commiserate with what is happening. Say
ono na dwen ono so akere.
Yeah, but adventure no but enye o mind ye chire nana o mind ye chire nti adwen o chire in a way that will inure to a benefit of o mind. Nana, there's a reason here democracy you say opposition is part of democracy. Nana, you need a very strong viable opposition to make a good government. And what makes an opposition viable? They say you critically address or dissect the issues, offer responsible recommendations, critique, properly, and then offer solutions. Again, opposition doesn't mean you should be a hypocrite. Say you should forget about your misdeeds, which just passed a few days ago. Now what your friend is saying, Bosome miensa krampo sebe emmaye. Boni amubedi ya mukofi. Na say all of a sudden mo refi boni ni nyina metie especially the members of parliament in Africa. And I say isn't the same NPP we are talking about who were in government just a few weeks ago? Very shocking. Very shocking. Mesre. Mama buy new briefing space. Menka say enya mamonka. But okano have it at the back of your mind, because you have the benefit of hindsight of being in government for the last 8 years. So you are not critiquing as if say we will be a sabi ebia utu kwan na afi na waba Ghana o. Uti o mind ufa na na wa ban mu mfie wotwe. Enti ne wo accuse you obi of no if you have done it in worse forms. Now all of a sudden obi aba so me miensa pe afi also won tiase. No matter where it is not even necessary to criticize, they are criticizing, because sometimes you wonder whether people just want to be heard or people just want to speak. Yes, sir. A weekend discourse, no, because I want the NPP to be a very viable opposition, very strong opposition, like they were in 2016. 2016, the kind of opposition the NPP was by the end of 2016. You could say NPP was a very effective opposition. That is the kind of opposition we want. But they should just take it easy. Mwani yenchichire omaino. Abain na abain kron shishe wiye. Uguso on shishe na abain. Mumma abain briefing space. Mistakes, na more draw attention. They say, it is not even about even criticizing. It's about drawing the government's attention. Or buying, you just say, no say no, but but out of experience, you just say, baby, I walk on emwa into any say, beboa. Oh, na tine, a buying no na a fe no ye money together. That is exactly what we want.
That is what you want.
That's exactly what we all want. Nana
that is what you want.
Nana umpesa.
Say the entire say we ne say. Nana on say obi achire na adwen. Ono na adwen is different from all.
Okay. Nana into umpesa.
It is not about me.
But it's about you. You are Ghanaian also.
It is about all of us.
All of it. Na me say sana ye nyina ye pe no.
Enti say you no kan na wo ntiase no. Nana so de ne nya adwen de ne ono so no nya.
Nana me say nye nyina ye pene se o mind be ko ye nya sa nyina ye pe na de ye pene se sa anko ya ye se de otwa sa nim se na ti acha me boa nti wa o ti akire no o na watere no o ha wo fa na se yanka o ye ne se yanka be boa o ye ne se yanka be boa, especially when uye obi a watwa sa ne pen utwa ye na amoa nti no wo the experience ne de o me ha se na me ko fa ya amoa me a me ko to amna we mu no na wo ti akire no, but anya se okura wa bondodo ena wonim hwe ena se ne ye no ena se ni se o yes ana che se o ya ye pe o ya ye furniture hypocrite kind of professor
nyatwom
ya nyatwom
mate mame ko elen hona
entino ye besre, but mame wish ebio Ghana for nyina a very happy 68th Independence Day commemoration.
Mate.
And I hope going forward we will come together and build a strong nation, a nation that is good for our children, for our children's children, a nation that will have a strong democracy, a strong economy, a nation that will provide equal opportunities for all Ghanaians and create great wealth for our people and for our next generation.
Nana, tell Ellen Nana Madeku that the civil servants enjoy permanency, anonymity, and neutrality. They can't be sacked after change of government. Dr. Isaac Bracco, Doc, that's no pay. Ellen, Pacho, for 3 minutes, na for me.
Mammy, sure, me bra say MPP ni MPP communicators. Ye kase ye be major Mahama breathing space and ye boa. Ye intimi money be. Ye money be. We shall not give. We are nye. I didn't know ye. Or catch that and so betimi aye. Or so our experience. Why ye bida? Ain't why ye bida? What's na fear watch? When you experience, what catch a Ghana for some more for woman? What by your mouth breathing spaces are your day? Breathing space, dear Momo. Say no pa no more trials and no my and yes, so my dear. And then no they should go ahead and do their work. And ya dear breathing space, munyabi da. You're Mahama. What can't send baby 50 say a year and the president. Die a year and the president. 7 January or Kasai. Kikan sem Sona. Sasa ni ekano. State of the Nation address. Okay, I say okay kansem. Enra Independence Day. Wakasa wakikansem. Ye wure Papa John Mahama ye wakasa kakra ye. Adwuma no ene fom. Se mra so. So obeye nia. O ka che Ghana for so obeye. Na say ye be ma briefing space dey ye ma obi. Make I will say, economy no. In fact, would describe it say MPP for we criminally managed it. Yate, why when you're criminal, no come and manage it well. Said Dokuno, 1 cedi ni year due. The budget now or there ban no home common a me bono. Dokuno 1 cedi. Petrol no ebe kofom. Near map one ebe kofom me hu hia yen. Oba ye busumi miensa pe petrol ya tumu mpina hi. Na on eti omunya ni omo kase omo pe briefing say omo briefing say se ajedan.
Ale obi baka chose na mo sani amosi ase o man pa amako busumi miensa nti obi betimi aye ni ye pe.
Osi obetimi aye. Busumi miensa. Nya adwin say o man ni ya se no. O man ya se no nka oba ye no. Wo ba ye no man a wo na wo se say ya se no. Oba ye January 1 ya wekesika. February 1 ya wekesika. Sika be na o de be ye. Enye sika na na dojagu ho na no de ayese adwuma no enti onya ika na ye nya itie o start my excuses ni enti a obefeli ye ma ne sa chance ne ma ne ma sa excuses no o si obetimi aye ye wura Mahama ye ne ye nhwe we ye ne legacy time want me nkobiom enti ni obeye na ne ye de be ka ne din ho ye de be tare ne din ho onye by Nraya, all catching say we have criminally managed the economy. For budget to brand here, free SHS now union is here the whole year channel. My who say I started sending the messages. So we met to your dining fee, we met to your boarding fee. Say I catch them all. And to sign your money who here. Now most much my monkra for say your mamu briefing space. Briefing space and Ghana. Me pa ocho your mommy be why.
Ellen Amadeku and I was saying member of the MPP's communication team earlier. Now what Mensa Thompson, Efri Asepa, and Atik Mohammed Sufri Mazda, Omo, and I'm no church Komo, and now I no pay. Reverend Barrister Daniel Amankwa, and Ewa with the happy birthday, Reverend Barrister Daniel Amankwa, and Afi, Mrs. Aidan, Auntie Abiba of Aguna Nkamfua, happy birthday, Bium, Oba, Koju, Sakwa, na Oma, happy birthday, and Afi. Or Ben Isaac, do not have on 2 chains. Hey, 2 chains. Yo, mate. Afe, Yabuatin, do not Yabuatin, Ratma Methodist Basic School. Ratma Methodist Basic School, I know Ewa Dan Suman Kamara. And then Ewa that Yabuatin, happy birthday, Unianum Kwaku, David, and Oba Passe, Emautin Kobza, and now twin so a breve Makwami, the more SC, Kofi Combus the Royal Baby, and the Motanaka of himself, Premo Ebeto. Me jamu nyina na mu ada Dr. Faradexin Kennedy Asante say so for Kuja Asante 7 bar for Peter Square Isaac Opoko Pretty Joyce Dominic Nyanyo Vodana Pepra Nana ya konedu mami bia makwafo odi ahenkan Kwame Yeboa na poso ima dwa Yeboa AJ na me do mu nyina ase se no hene na Kwame Amo ene time chima na otwi mu he chirima Ghana's Morning Voice Chairman General Senior Tipa nyame eya adomo a Kofi Kombese ne mo ba betra sabre ko bim se premo ebeto na otwi so ye de mo asi akra mu nyina da mo se semutie